All right, guys, so this is the weekly recap for March 23rd, 2026. And to say the least, it's been an interesting one. I've took one swing position this week, and unfortunately, I got stopped out by a Donald Trump tweet and basically price action reversed. I'm going to talk through that, of course, my setup, etc., my thinking behind it as well. And of course, if you've got any questions, please do drop in the comments below. If you do get value, please do give a like. And of course, if you want to see more videos, don't forget to subscribe. But for now, we'll go straight into the charts and just talk you through the whole thing. All right, so here we are on DXY, and as you know, this is where I do all of my analysis. You can see here, this is Monday the 23rd. I'm currently in replay mode. I'm going to talk you through the swing setup that I was looking for. If we zoom out on the weekly, first of all, we can see that we've swept liquidity here from the previous week. And also we do have this weekly fair value gap, we need to be mindful of. So there could be a situation where, this comes into here and then it pushes higher to this liquidity, or maybe even this liquidity here was created on the previous week. So that was one situation. But also if we go on the daily, we can see that we've got this daily fair value gap here. Okay, so I was also looking at this area. So what happened? Price tapped into this on Thursday. Friday, we started to get a bit of a push away. And Monday, this is where, I start to see a bit of more order flow being respected, okay? So the narrative here is that we've got a daily bullish fair value gap. DXY is bullish, right? You can see here, we're creating bullish fair value gaps and things are getting respected all the way up. And that's kind of my high time frame bias. We've got on the 4 hour as well. We can see here, we are inside 4 hour fair value gaps, but these didn't concern me as much simply because we are coming from this daily fair value gap. Let me just mark that up a second. So we've got a daily fair value gap here, and of course, that holds more weight than the 4 hours, okay? So I'm still very bullish, even though we've got these bearish kind of fair value gaps. If we've got on the 1 hour, this is where I started to see a bit of a confirmation. So you can see here, we've got kind of a push away. We've got a 1 hour bullish fair value gap here. We've got a bearish one here that got disrespected. This bullish one got respected. This bullish one got respected as well. This bullish one got respected as well. And it's starting to, push higher. Again, the whole story behind this is this daily fair value gap. This was my plan for the week, okay? So I'm just going to play it forward before the tweet came out, which you can see this candle is what it's at. And I believe it was this 5 a.m. candle, and then when I got to my charts, it's around 8 a.m. that I actually looked for a setup, okay? And also this push up, I was actually quite in, a bit of profit, and I'll show you that on what happened on the EU. So this was my position. I had a high of the weekend. It's where I want to put my stop loss because, if I'm wrong on the bias, then fair enough. My bias is wrong. I'm happy to get stopped out. And, again, the very similar pattern. We're respecting bearish fair value gaps here, and we're starting to, push away. So I actually entered around 8 a.m. I'm in this trade position, and you can see price is going in my favor, right? And my targets for this, although we look at DXY, simple targets for EU would be this liquidity here as a potential, and obviously we've got this liquidity here, all right? So these are my kind of overall targets. Also, if we go on DXY, target-wise here, and then we've got one up here, which I've already drawn out, which is just here, right? Very obvious liquidity, okay? So that's my plan for the week, right? Just to go through that again, we've got a daily fair value gap. We're starting to push away. And if you look at that before news came out, look at that, right? Great trade idea, great setup. I'm sticking to my rules. I'm entering on the 1 hour here in terms of time frame alignment, and things are going well, right? At this point, things are going really well. I was actually on a live stream as well whilst I was in this trade, and a few people were saying, what's happening with this huge candle? There was no news set on Forex Factory or anything like that. And what happened, as you can clearly see, if we just play this forward by 1, you can see, there you go, completely got stopped out, okay? Stopped out of position, stop loss is 40 pips on here. And yeah, I'm out of the trade. I think I actually got slipped a bit more as well, by the way. Now, the tweet that came out is this, which I'm going to show on the screen right now. And basically, it's about negotiations with Iran, okay? No one really knows what's happening, but when the most powerful president in the world tweets something, the markets are going to react. That's what happened on EU. this is what happened on DXY, okay? So here's the thing. I stuck to my rules. I can't predict, what tweet's going to come out. This is my first time navigating a war. In fact, it was my first time navigating a government shutdown as well previously. War's very different, of course, and when there's obviously lots of emotions to play with world leaders, when a tweet comes out like this, you just can't predict it, okay? So although it's unfortunate, and although, it is what it is, you've kind of got to let this go because you just can't predict it, right? I stuck to my rules. If you took a very similar trade to me, you stuck to your rules as well. And it's just one of those things that unfortunately the market, reacted the way it did with regards to this tweet, okay? So this is my only swing position for this week. Again, things were going well. I was in profit, as you can see from this displacement here. And as soon as the tweet came out, I got stopped out. That is pretty much the setup, okay? I'm just going to give you a bit of a summary on that. We had a daily fair value gap here. We then look on the lower time frames like the 4 hour, the 1 hour, and the 1 hour is telling me, we're starting to strike bullish order flow. I got in around about 7, 8 a.m. We've got some great displacement straight off the bat as well. As you can see from this push down, so I'm entering on EU. I'm shorting on EU because DXY is going up. This tweet comes out and then stops me out, okay? And you can see this week as well, price action's not been great. I'm just going to play this forward on DXY first of all. But you can see here, price continues to come lower. And then you can see here, look, this is pretty horrible price action, right? And we're on Tuesday now. Let's play this forward. It's not really great price action, right? So overall, Friday ended here. My bias was correct by the look of things. The weekly candle was ended up bullish. You can see this is Monday and this is Friday. So the weekly candle did end up bullish. My bias was correct. It's just that this tweet came out, and unfortunately, you've got to take that on the chin. And it is what it is, okay? So that is pretty much for this week. There's nothing much to talk about. That's the only kind of position I took. I was looking at some potential intraday trades, but again, look at this, right? It's not great price action at all. It's quite choppy, again, due to what's going on with the economy and the war, okay? So on this next week coming, I'm going to stick to my rules again. I'm going to trade my edge again. Nothing changes. If this tweet didn't come out, by the looks of things, it would have hit TP, especially the way, DXY ended up here, okay? So yeah, that's pretty much it. Nothing else to talk about really. If you've got any questions on this, let me know. Again, I'm doing these videos for my own, obviously, accountability, my own kind of recaps, but also to give value as well where needed. So yeah, that's enough for me. I'll see you on the next week. We go again. And yeah, any questions, let me know. I'll see you soon.